middle of the day, almost. For some of us.
Middle
For
of the
some of us,
day. What are you getting up?
too early, too early. So, welcome to July 29th. Can you imagine that? End of the month. We're
Yeah,
there. Wow.
I know.
It's gone by. Hopefully, you've had a really good month and a really good start to the week, in fact. And yeah, and if you're golfing with us this week on Thursday, that's awesome. Probably can sign up a couple more people, but that said, the gate's starting to close. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start sharing some information as to what's going on in life. And we're going to go over to the website. And if you're looking in from the outside into to visiting us, you can go to www.pbexca. You will find us there. And here's the website. We got last week's quote in there, but we'll work on that. That'll be coming up. And let's scroll down. Member of the week is Penny Lee Prevost. So if you want to know how about Nia and how to move that body and shake those limbs in the right position, Penny Lee can help you there. And if you're looking how to connect with us on Zoom, and it doesn't matter if you had a new computer, you lost the links, you can come in Monday morning, just press the red button here, and Zoom will take you down the path, right? And we have a Wednesday morning session happening, 8 to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thursday, the South End group is meeting 8 to 9 Eastern, same time. And August 6th, so that's next week, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Penny Lee's hosting basically a focus group or a focus session on keeping your priorities and goals in alignment. It's more for you to help you and kind of an accountability buddy. Tuning in with Tony on this August 2nd at 1:30. You can do that and get Zen with life. Penny Lee's got a whole bunch of classes and just click on that. You can find out how to move the body around. East End, we are doing an in-person meeting, so not this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. We are going to be meeting in person. And then South End Group is meeting in person at River Lounge on August 22nd. And Bell's Corners is doing that at High Fives on August 26th. So keep in mind the dates. Those won't be online sessions. All right. Want to play golf? Click that. You want to sponsor in the golf? Click that. $100 is the cheapest start point, and it goes up from there. And you want to know who's in the group. Let's say you need somebody to help count all your coin to prepare it for CRA disposal. Well, you can find out about Eric and what Eric can offer you. It's not just the simple advice of this is how you where to put your numbers, but he can also do a little bit of strategy for you and with you. You want to find out how to join us, Phoenix? Well, here today. Just click that button and follow through. Let me just kind of skip up here, and we're going. So what's been going on? Hey, this is the amount of referrals done year to date: $111,570 worth of referral business between the members themselves. Right. The e-cards. If you notice a QR code over my shoulder, that is a quick and easy way for your clients to connect with you. Like even if you're looking in the QR directory, like you want to know about Sam's, doing the dash cam, or you want to know about Shane, who can help bring your body into a nice, good shape, or whatever the case might be, or Ema, who might take a great picture. I've seen some of those pictures on Facebook. They're fantastic, artfully done, depth, clarity. Or maybe you need a house. That's where Lana comes in. Those QR codes, bang, you take a picture. It takes you right to their contact details. Whether you want to text them, email the person, whatever the case might be. Anyhow, I'm going to stop sharing because you know what? We're going to get some words of wisdom from Mike. Mike, over to you, sir.
Great. Morning, everybody. I hope everybody had a nice weekend and is enjoying the last of, oh my God, July already. Time is going so fast. So the subject today that I want to talk about, very, very important, especially when you're dealing with a lot of people that are suffering or they're going through an issue in their life, whether it's a co-worker, a family member, friend, what have you. Tony's a master at doing what we're going to be talking about today, which is intentional listening and being present with your family, friends, co-workers, clients, and even with life. Sometimes simply listening is the best way to help a person go through a tough time. When someone is feeling vulnerable, they just want to be heard. so that they don't feel alone. Just sit with them and allow them to express themselves in an honest way. And talking about their feelings can help them figure out a way to sort things out. You don't have to tell them what to do. Just give them a safe, judgment-free space to bring their underlying feelings to the awareness. Be fully present in the conversation. Connecting is not about being a great talker. In order to connect effectively, you must be an active listener, which is a very, very, very different thing from just hearing. This can be difficult because very often the listener is so busy thinking about responding to what the speaker is saying, and he or she misses much of what the speaker is trying to convey. So listening is an attitude of the heart, a genuine desire to be with another, which both attracts and heals. The main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing.
Mike, thank you so much. And so we'll go around robin of, hey, what's going on in your business life, and what the referrals or BAMs, and BAMs are business activity meetings, do you want to share? And we're going to start off with Lana.
Good morning, everyone. I'm the realtor, residential realtor of the group. And just to start off with, I've got a BAM with Dr. Ann this afternoon. And my dash cam fell off again, but that's okay. No. Before, I didn't tell everybody before. You were on the call, Sam. So I had to wait till you're on the call before I told everybody that it fell off, but Sam fixed it. So I think he's, so it was I think it was a little installation problem, just a little bit too close to the top of to the ceiling of my Rogue. Anyway, being a realtor, negotiations are a big part of what I do. And negotiation, very similar to what Mike was just saying, is all about listening. And listening to what the other party, whether it be your seller, your buyer, or the people you are working with, the other seller, the other buyer, or the other agent is saying. And sometimes they don't say much. A lot of the time they say too much. And from that, we can negotiate what works for you. And it's about asking questions too. It's not about talking. It's about listening, active listening, and hearing what the other people say and what the other people want. So with that in mind, think of active listening when you're negotiating, whether it's getting your kid to eat Brussels sprouts or broccoli, or whether you're buying or selling a house. Lana Burnley, your residential realtor of the group.
Anna, thank you so much. And now we're going to swing over to Dwight and then Eric. Dwight, over to you if you're available.
Morning, everyone. Dwight here. Dwight and Nicole at Taste Sweet Life Catering. We are the specialists in Caribbean plant-based foods. We basically create foods from start, in a sense that we're able just to cultivate your lichens in terms of assimilating the Caribbean flavors. This past weekend, we were once again out vending at the Carlton place. We had a pretty big showing there because they're also running, or they're basically actively promoting a number of the businesses there on Bridge Street. So quite a bit of flow through traffic for us. And for the rest of the summer, we'll continue to be busy vending. This coming weekend, we'll be at Lansdowne Pavilion, again, showcasing our products. And I guess upcoming this Thursday, we will also be preparing for the golf tournament, in which we'll be showcasing a few of our delights. But that's what we've been up to over the last little bit. On a different note, we've also landed a place over in Westboro, in which we'll be, I guess, having a place just to prepare foods and doing maybe some pickups in the evenings for clientele and that. So should be coming by the mid of next month, and hopefully we'll be hearing from a lot more of our vendors that we've been meeting on a consistent basis at the markets. So again, it's Dwight and Nicole from Taste Sweet Life Catering. Thanks.
Boy, thank
Yeah,
you so
Dwight,
much.
any BAMs? Any
Last
any
week,
referrals?
we just had I guess a little follow up with Eric with reference to getting our accounting in line. We'll be also, I guess, touch basing with them over the next week or so because we had to do some, I guess, some correction on our side.
Okay, thank you.
And Eric, hey, over to you, sir. And then we'll go to Shane afterwards. Go ahead, Eric. You're on mute. Not cute. Mute.
Eric, get that. Eric the Great.
Yeah. We'll come back to Eric and we'll go over to Shane. And Shane, over to you if you're available. That cat's looking good there, Atlanta. And yeah, there we go.
Talking about active listening is my daughter's birthday, so I'll make this short as we're opening some gifts right now. I'm Shane Bales, Production Health and Performance. A lot of people call me up with this neck pain. They can't move their neck. It's very painful. Usually it's an internal disc derangement. Put ice on it. Do not heat this stuff. People heat this all the time and it makes it a lot worse. If it's an inflamed nerve where it's having like radiating pain down the shoulder, it's relentless, usually lancinating, stabbing. That can take a little bit longer. Everyone thinks it'll come see me and it'll clear up really quickly. That stuff takes time. I want people to know that it's a process. It slowly gets better, but you're going to have like a week of basically non-sleep and things like that. But ice that down as well. Okay, guys, take it easy. Try not to push it through. Stretching is good gently, but not through motions of pain. All right. So make sure you're doing that. All right, guys. Take care of that stuff. If you have any more questions, please come see me. All right. Take care. Bye for me.
Shane, thank you so much. And over to you, Eric.
Good morning. I'm working with a new mouse, and the new mouse is supposed to work with all of my, if I move to my tablet, it works with a tablet. If I go to my notebook computer, it works with my notebook computer. But when I went back to my computer, the computer told me, you have a new mouse. Please connect. Well, I couldn't connect because the mouse was not connected to the computer. So I had to bring the other mouse in and connect.
Oh.
Anyways, that's the plight of today's new technological workspace. I'm working with Dwight, and I hope that we can help him. I'm working with Tony, and I know we have helped him. And I am not as swamped this week as I was last week. And I took the weekend off, so I don't know how that happened. We are accountants and management consultants. We are in Canada, and we specialize in small to medium-sized companies. And not at this time of the year, but a bit earlier on, like between February and May, we specialize in personal taxes and people that do. And we do their personal taxes. Now, we don't advertise the personal tax part of the practice. So all of the stuff we do over the years is people that have, for one reason or another, ended up here. The reason we don't advertise the personal practice is because we know that most people do their taxes with software that's there, and they have simple enough taxes. So the taxes that we do here from February the 1st to May 15th or June 15th are really difficult personal taxes. The only easy taxes we do is friends and relatives. Everybody else that we do is like we call it a personal tax, but it's really difficult personal taxes. The average fee that we charge for that kind of a client is usually several $100s. It's usually $500 to $1,000. It's not because we're expensive. It's because of the nature of the work that we do. So yes, from time to time we'll do a simple tax for, $100, but that's a favor, or that's a friend, or that's a corporate client that we're doing their taxes. But people that walk off the street are people that, in the case of one, we have to go to tax court. That's going to be $5,000 to $6,000. In the case of another, we have to fight with a lawyer that represents his ex-wife. That's another $2,000 to $3,000. So that's the type of business that comes in personal tax, and that's why we don't advertise it, because we're not nuts, we're not crazy. We don't want to attract more people like that. 613-254-7310.
Eric, everybody loves you, man. Everybody loves you. Just a side note, reach out to Penny Lee if you have any of these type of businesses that you're dealing with. And, anything from a dog groomer, auto home insurance, also a life insurance for this group. We have a couple different businesses that we're seeking out. And in fact, if you're crossing paths with another business, invite them in. Come in for a test drive, see how things go. That'd be an awesome thing. So we're going to do Jacqueline and then Sam. Jacqueline, over to you, ma'am.
Good morning. It was great. I just came in from a beautiful long walk with a client who said, is it all right that we meet in person? Above and beyond the mortgages, above and beyond what Bank of Canada did, is it okay that we meet? Let us go for a walk, which is exactly what I did, which is why I was in my casuals this morning, because it was so important, for me to be with her, to have that conversation about what her next steps are, and important for me to be here with you. This week, I had a conversation with, it's Elaine Cooper, who's working with Penny Lee, and Penny Lee has an event. They happen to know that I have done retreats before. What do? They call on someone who's done it before. They call on what one might call an expert. And that's where I stand. When you're looking for strategies for your mortgage money, man, you got to contact your mortgage honey.
Jacqueline, thank you so much. Sam, and then Ema.
Thank you, Bernie. Greetings, everyone. From Port Stanley, Ontario, where our cottage is on the shores of Lake Erie. Beautiful day again today. And you can see the sun coming up, blasting the left side of my face. Enjoying our cottage. In fact, talking about automotive stuff, I managed to change the starter in my Sea-Doo there just yesterday. It took 5 days to get it, but it took me 2 hours to put it in. So now I'm experienced at fixing Sea-Doos. Anyway, as Lana mentioned, put dash cameras in vehicles. Hopefully the back lens stays on. Lana, did you get the message that it's actually still on? The lens is still on the back of your car or no? Good. That's what I That's good to know. Also do minor repairs, oil changes, brake jobs, little things like that. Wheel bearings. Been doing a few of those. As far as BAMs go, let's see here. Well, first, Lana did come to me and visit one more time. She just likes to come and see me, I think. She keeps pulling that back lens up. And she did a neat little thing is, where's Lana? And I think it went on Facebook or something like that. That was kind of cool. I appreciate that. Thank you, Lana.
Yeah, it went viral.
It went viral?
No.
Okay. Whatever you say, Tony. Tony came by and picked up the t-shirts for the golf tournament, which I'm going to unfortunately miss this year. Hope everything goes well with that. And I ordered some smoked salmon from our friend Dave. So when I get back, hopefully I'll have some smoked salmon ready for me. That's it for me. Sam Sturris, ConnectedCars.ca. Today's mobile electronics without the cost of the vehicle. And lots more.
Ema and then Mike. Go ahead, Ema.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Ema, and I'm a commercial photographer and a printer as well. I've been working a lot on portfolio pieces. So this last, 2 days ago, we went to photograph a dog trainer, and that was interesting. When you have a service that is so dynamic and the parts are so movable, it was really interesting. The beautiful thing is that actually Pepper ended up being part of the photo shoot, and she was actually the best one. So it was really good. I'm also doing some work with Steve when it comes to creating some packages for our clients, like anybody in the group that needs some websites or some social media, let us know, because we're going to try to make it a little bit more available for everybody because we all need it anyways. Beside that, I'm looking forward to Thursday to photograph you guys at the golf course, and yeah, that's gonna be a nice event. And other than that, just doing what I usually do, taking photographs and printing. Thank you so much.
Ema, thank you so much. And Ema and Sam and Dwight, thank you for your support for the golf tournament. Also to Norm Boye and Steve Breckenmeyer for their support, and Eric also. That's greatly appreciated. And we're going to swing over to Mike and then Tony. Mike, over to you, sir.
Great. Thank you, Bernie. Morning, Mike from MW Motivational. My tagline is long life and the good sense to live it. So what does that really mean? Well, I think we all understand the long life portion of it. That is your health and the good sense to live it. The sense definition is different. Sense is a verb meaning feel, and a noun meaning good judgment, awareness, vague impression, and particular meaning. It can also be used to refer to one of the five sensory faculties that we have, which is sight, smell, taste, touch, and hearing. So the mind from time to time can become a battlefield, many emotions battling back and forth, and some individuals cannot combat these emotions, and therefore these types of episodes turn into anxiety. As a professional coach, I've created ironclad approaches based on scientific principles to educate these individuals, to help them surpass and turn their anxiety into adrenaline. So, you know what? Mike from MW Motivational, again, long life and the good sense to live it.
Mike, thank you so much. And over to Tony.
Thank you, Bernie. Hi, everybody. Tony Jennis from Higher Self. I'm the spirit guy of the group. Last week, we did a presentation on mudras. Mudras is basically health in your hands. You know, when Kennedy talks about moving is medicine, it's amazing how the body is structured, that no matter what you do, what movement that you do, it has something to do with improving your health. And there's 200 ways to do it. Yoga is one way, but when you're working on a mudra, it's basically yoga with your hands. There are circuitries within your hands that you can connect things. The topic today seems to be, in terms of the theme, listening. I'm going to show you one quick mudra here, if we have time, and it's called the Uttara movement, and it's like folding your hands like into a prayer, okay, and with your index finger make a little teepee or a temple, and then join your thumbs together right at the back and make a little triangle, okay. So it looks a little bit like this. You fold it like that, like you're praying. You put your index fingers up, and then you fold your thumbs together. What this does, hold it for 10 minutes. You'll start to concentrate better. Your ability to listen will heighten. Your ability to focus will heighten, and you're going to start to sweat. That's how you know all the circuitries are really going on, because the left hand is your negative power, your right is your positive, and you're creating a circuit. Okay, you know what happens when you take your negative and positive, Sam? When you put them together on a battery, okay, you get a spark. And this is kind of what happens. Your whole body is one big electrical item. Okay, you're a battery basically, and you're using your hands to create your health. It's good for your liver, your spleen. There's a whole list of glands and different glands or organs in part of your body that will improve just by holding this for at least 10 minutes. The longer, the better. The longer you hold it, the better you'll be able to do. On Fridays, I do an online tuning class. It's a meditation class that we do for an hour. We talked about the 4 agreements. And it's all about trying to understand what's happening around us and being able to still find ways to look within ourselves to find meaning. The answer is not outside of you, it's inside. Okay? So hopefully you'll be able to get those classes sometime. Tony Jennis from Higher Self, we are here to raise your spirits.
Tony, thank you so much. And so for myself, Bernie Fransker, Creative Insight, podcast, Knack for Business, Property Wizard, East Trade Winds. That's starting up in September. If you want to see past presentations, there's the YouTube link right there. I'm also doing the presentation today, and so this is going to kind of follow up on it the next little bit. It's about Clean Shield Solutions. I'm just going to share my screen, and so this speaks to a project that I am getting involved with. I'm just going to share sound, hit the share button, and we should be up and running in a few seconds. Do I have a thumbs up? I have a shared screen.
Yep,
Thank you,
got it,
Sam.
Bernie.
Thank you, Sam and Tony. So one of the other things one of the other things that Creative Insight works with are projects and launching endeavors. So today I'm going to present to you the Clean Shield Solutions, the KSS Clean Shield Solutions Aerosolar C100 Dry Fogger. And so what's this all about? Well, let me see if I can get my screen to advance. And go. So what's this all about? Well, the C100 uses a chemical, and it's called hypochlorous acid. It's pH neutral. What it does, though, it kills off bacteria, viruses, spores, fungus, and other germs, including COVID-19. And the device, we have the solution available. It's not our solution. It's a solution that we have a supplier for. But what the focus is on the C100 and what makes this really handy. So the solution itself, it has a lot of varied uses, and it's really good for combating the coronavirus and other pathogens that are floating around. So what makes this unique? It's the dry fogging. There are a lot of other units out there, a lot of other devices out there. There are more wet foggers. And where the key is coming in, this comes out of 1 to 5 microns. What's the big deal out of 1 to 5 microns? Well, it dissipates in the air. It's like an air humidifier, but it doesn't make everything wet. Right? So it goes through the air. Wherever the air goes, this agent goes and does its thing. Right? It kills off these pathogens. And that's kind of the key. That's the absolute key. And that nozzle is out of Germany. It's patented and it's extremely unique. So you're not going to find that anywhere else in the world, that particular nozzle. So what makes this handy? Well, first off, the agent itself is safe and effective, but how we disperse it is even more effective. It saves money. So the solution, obviously, it costs money to buy. A case of 4 jugs is about just around $100 mark, right? And they're like almost 4 liters, 3 point something liters in total. How it disperses it is extremely efficient, right? The other key thing is it's easy to operate. So you come up to the machine, you press a button, the compressor starts up, and then it pushes it out. It's all air driven, right? And just pushes it out, and there's no added chemicals. There's no, like, if you're using like some of the mosquito agents with DEET in there, there's propellants in there. There's none of that in there. It's just straight out, just the hypochlorous acid. The name sounds kind of rough, but it's actually, you could drink it. Its safety data sheet is water, right? Just don't apply it to electricity. That's kind of the key. You can bathe in it, right? And it leaves no wet residue behind. That's the other key thing. So you bring it into a space, you run the machine, disperses the agent into the air, and done. You just, you let it run for 15 minutes in a 200 cubic area. I'll get a bit more into that a little bit later. All right, so where can you use it? Well, education spaces, sports and venues, retirement homes, public transit, fitness centers, agricultural applications. So in any of these locations where there's a large volume of space and there's a lot of people transiting through, you can apply this. Agricultural spaces, it even gets even a wider spectrum because there's a lot of other pathogens that can show up on farms. You might have seen like bird flu components where people are worried about the transmittal of pathogen from one location to one farm to another. This is where you'd use that type of element. So, side benefits, odor neutralization. If you've ever owned a cat and ever had a cat litter box nearby and you're going, oh my gosh, what did that cat just do? Well, that's a biological, right? They would go after that bacterial smell. If you had kids leaving behind banana peels behind the couch, or the food they didn't want to eat, and it's starting to like morph into its next stage of life, this stuff would kind of knock down that odor. Reduce VOC cleaners, volatile organic compounds. There was a gentleman down in the States, and he was writing a little dissertation. He works for Aramark. And what they're finding is VOCs are really effective at killing things, but we're one of those things. It'll actually affect us. And we also have, Susan Ebbs, right, for the Melaleuca brand. And that's where she's promoting, where, you're not using those harsh chemicals. In this case, you're not using a harsh chemical. And this particular machine pushes out that agent. Optimal humidity levels. What does that mean? Well, if your room's too dry, things start to crack, right? This adds more moisture into the air, right? It's good for breathing. It's good for the skin. It's good for the wood furniture. If you have other elements in that space, it's good for plants. This stuff will not kill your plants. It will not kill your pets, unless of course you're drowning them. In which case, that's a whole different other story. So the unit has 3 types of nozzles, and you'll see there's different rates of volume of consumption, right? So I'm going to focus on the number 4 nozzle, and it does 1 liter per hour. So you don't need a whole hour. You don't need to run it for a whole hour to make this device work. You park it in the side of the room, you hit the button, let it do its thing, and it'll actually capture about 200 cubic meters. And what does that mean? Well, I sat there and I said, listen, I asked ChatGPT, give me a size comparison of 200 cubic meters. Well, it's 4 school buses, right? And it has a range of 8 meters. So in other words, the nozzle sits up and it pushes out for 8 meters. The agent itself will start flowing through the room. It'll disperse, like a fog. Within 15 minutes, you'll have 15 and a bit more minutes, you'll have covered the 200 cubic meters. So if you have a high traffic area and you have, again, cold and flu season is going to be coming up, welcome to September, October. So if you have small people visiting your house, this is ideal. I wouldn't bathe them in it, but well, you could actually. But you could. That's just it. You could actually even wash your hands. It's good. It softens your skin. It has a larger range of uses, but the focus here is going after that that's going to contaminate things for you. And so what makes this really handy? Well, this whole unit was built here in Canada, and the simple access to the pull-out drawer, access to the oil compressor oil-free compressor down below. And again, it's air-driven. It siphons the agent out of the red canister through the nozzle, and it just disperses. And what's really handy, if you've ever done a change in a fish tank and you try to lift a 5-gallon jug of water up to fill in the tank, like I do every once in a while, it's like, you're huffing and puffing. Well, if you're running a commercial operation, one of the things you do care about is what are you going to do to your back or your staff members' back, because that can add to your compensation issues. This detaches, pops out. You can move the tank elsewhere, fill it at the height that's convenient, and then carry on and bring it right back in, and it's back in service. Again, built to be quiet. It's got foam insulation into the back and quick servicing. And as you can see, it's pretty straightforward. It's simple. It's the KISS principle applied at its best. Mind you, it looks simple, but to build it, that's where you need an industrial complex. So it's made in Ottawa, and it's a German design. They're $14,000 a unit. So obviously this is not residential. And again, when I asked ChatGPT, what's 200 cubic meters? It's about 4 regular houses, as what it indicated. Options, though, there is financing, so that can disperse the cost over time, or it can be rented either weekly or monthly. Perks. Well, start off with if you buy the machine or you finance the machine, it comes with a 4-pack of 3.7 liters of hypochlorous acid on each sale. Plus, the supply chain is already set up, so we have a supplier. Mind you, if you already have one, it's okay. You can use them too. But if you're not, there's a supply chain set up. They're out of London, Ontario. So everything in here is in Canada made, save the nozzle. And I say Canada made, like the unit was built here in Canada at Hovey in Ottawa. The key is, the compressor obviously comes from the US because we don't make compressors here, but everything's assembled here in Canada. So it supports local. We also have commissions and referral fees that are attached to it. What does that mean? If you're selling this on a regular basis, you can earn money. If you do a referral and it generates a sale, you can earn money. So that's kind of the perk. Our ask, we're looking to demo the C100 to cleaning companies, health clinics, and gyms, or anybody else that goes, hey, that might be a good fit. And again, if you're you don't want to spend 14K, and I can get that, you can rent it, right? Or you can finance it and you share it amongst a series of businesses. Anyhow, it's kind of a food for thought. And need to get a hold of me. This is my Clean Shield email address, and cleanshieldsolutions.com is the email address or the website. And we're home stretch. I can keep going, but I don't want to do that. Are there any questions? I'm going to stop the share.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have a
quick
question,
there.
Bernie.
Ema, go ahead.
Do you have presentations that are like catered to, let's say, a hospital, all the benefits, a a school, all the benefits, like is that the type of presentation that you have already for your target markets?
So part of it is the best for hospitals and healthcare institutions are the suppliers that already have an established RFP. The key is if you're responding to an RFP for a healthcare facility or an educational institution, that's a lot of time and a lot of money. What we're looking for is someone that already distributes to those agencies cleaning supplies, because they've already established that, right? And so they already have the foot in the door. So that's the ideal way. Can the presentation be adjusted? Absolutely. I mean, there are other having worked inside a healthcare institution, they have even more issues coming along than, let's say, just a public venue, because they shut down wards if they have an outbreak, right? So this could be applied inside that space.
Yeah.
Just a quick question there, Bernie.
Yeah, Tony.
This would be under, is it approved by a board, like a health board that would be saying that, okay, that this is effective? In other words, if a virus does break out, it sort of needs to be approved
so
or something.
the chemical agent that's utilized, every manufacturer has to have what they call a DIN, drug identification number. And on that drug identification number, it indicates what it's good against. So that means there's a lab test that goes. Now, if I, let's say, made bleach, I'd have to go through the same process that Clorox or one of the other manufacturers that make bleach. Probably a very simple process, but I'd still have to get my DIN, right? So because I'm a unique manufacturer. So what we're offering is the delivery system, and we're picking a chemical agent that actually already has a DIN signed to it that says it's effective against.
Right. Okay.
Sam, go ahead.
Can you expand on the rental fee and the process of renting it for, say, a day?
You do want to rent it for a week or a month. I mean, that's part of the reason we're looking for demos, right? You might be looking at $400 for a week, And if you're, say you're renting out a space where there's a lot of people coming in and out, but you don't need the machine on a permanent basis, we can do that. Or you want to rent it out for a month. I have to research out or look back to see what the numbers are for that. But that piece, you get a hold of me and we'll set things up. But the demo is a good place to start, and then go to the rental. So you understand what you're getting into and what the purpose is and how it operates. Super easy. The unit itself, I don't know what it is in kilos, but it's 125 pounds in weight, dry weight. But it's on casters. You move it into the room. You plug it into a 110 outlet. You fire up the compressor, and then it comes out, and it'll run for a bit, stop, run for a bit, and stop, and you just leave it in the corner of the room.
Okay,
You've
thank
probably
you.
been asked this already, but is there any plans in the future to create a slightly smaller one? Because for smaller businesses, that's quite a large unit to store or to place. Is there any plans for something a little more compact?
Not at this time. Like
Okay.
some people have been using like their other foggers that are out there. Again, the key here is the dry fog. So you're not flushing an area. So
Right.
think of it this way: if you bring this in, you have like the four school bus analogy. You hit the button and it starts to produce the agent into the air. It's going everywhere. You can't even do that much cleaning in 15 minutes everywhere. You can't hit all the surfaces everywhere. Now, if you've dropped a sandwich on the floor, it's not going to pick up the sandwich. You have to move the sandwich, right? But the residue left behind the sandwich is what it goes after.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. I'm assuming we're done with questions. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing over, and I'm going to end us with the quote for the day. And this one, here we go. The road to success and the road to failure are almost exactly the same. Colin R. Davis.
Okay. Oh, just to answer your question there, Jacqueline, yes, there are meetings next week. It's a government meeting, but everything's open other than banks. But well, we're still working.
And Lana's presenting next week.
Oh, great, Lana! Yay!
Yeah. Don't know if I'll be here. I'll send you a video. I got it.